Yes, good morning, Professor.
Good evening, sir.
કેમ છો મજામાં?
Yeah, yes, sir. Absolutely fine. કેમ છો તમે?
Fine, 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 fine. Alright, fine, fine. આજે ચાલુ છે જો.
Yeah, welcome Dhruvi, Killol.
Hello, Dhruvi, how are you? Dhruvi, you are muted. Yes, hello, Killol, how are you?
Good, sir. How are you doing?
Fine, fine, fine.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, most welcome, Dhruvi. How are you
Thank
doing?
you. Thank you so much. I'm very good. How are you, sir?
Fine, fine, fine.
Is this Killol? Hi, Killol. How are you?
Good, good. How are you, Dhruvi?
Good. I'm very good.
It's a kind of reunion of old friends.
Yes, reunion of IICP. Yes.
Even Pratik will also join, and yes, Pratik is already there.
Mm-hmm.
And Swapnil will join around 11 o'clock because right now he's at company.
Oh, okay.
He will join around 11 o'clock. Good morning, Parik sir. Sir, you are muted. Your mic is muted.
Yeah, good morning all. Good morning. Yeah.
Killol, Choksi, Dhruvi, and Pratik Modi has joined. Swapnil will join around 11 o'clock.
So
Good
nice.
morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you? Yeah.
Very good, sir.
Killol and Dhruvi, sir is working as an honorary director of CCART and IICP.
Oh,
He
okay.
is sharing responsibility of both the institute.
Wow. Such a hard work, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. With the good wishes of all of you.
Thank you so
and the
much.
blessings of God. I'm able to do something, not much. Yeah.
Oh,
We all started from the same place, so it's a lot of memories, a lot of hard work. Everything has helped us a lot to reach wherever we are right now.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. No, but it is really good to reconnect with the alumni always.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are so
That's it.
happy to see you here, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And in fact, I do consider the alumni as the backbone of any institute.
Oh, thank you, sir, for that.
Yeah. And I can just tell you one thing. My teachers were also from Sagar. I hope all of you know about the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences at University of Sagar, which is known as Dr. H.S. Gaur Vishwavidyalaya now in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
And they had a very, very strong alumni network. So, whenever an alumni is there, I think one can easily walk into it. It's like a parental feeling that will be coming to a student. Of course, nobody will do like that, but that a little protection will be available when a student from the same institute joins.
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the efforts that you guys are putting up so that everyone is now getting connected again
Yeah.
and everyone can help each other.
Each other, right.
We'll wait for 3 more minutes as the people are joining the group. Even we have made one more effort. The same link is on YouTube Live because the participants were more than 100. So it was not possible to accommodate all the participants on the Google Meet. So we had made it YouTube Live also in our IACP channel with the help of the Valbai.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I would like to play a small video of CVM University. So it's hardly take a 30 seconds. So I would like to share to everyone. Yeah, thank you very much.
So it was not possible to accommodate all the participants on the Google Meet. So we had made it.
Times are changing, and so is the world around you.
Good morning, sir.
At CVM University, we help you prepare for the future. Like we have with more than 10 lakh students. Come, join the education legacy of 75 years. CVM University, enlightening the future generations.
Good morning, Harsha ma'am.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine.
Very long time. I haven't seen you since very long time. You look same.
I look same.
Yes, after 10 years also.
Thank you for complimenting.
There is no aging.
No ages.
You look younger than before, maybe.
Because I am remaining with younger people, na? Daily I am impacting young people. So I never become aged.
Oh.
And I think I should be fine.
Very long time. I haven't seen you since very long time. You look same.
You look sad?
Yes, after 10 years also.
Dhaval sir.
There is no aging.
Hello. Dhaval sir. I think.
Younger
हाँ
than
हाँ तुमने लगे Because I am remaining with younger people. अब आज फोन करो.
I think the recording is playing.
And I think I should.
I agree. I think it's a loop going on somewhere.
Repetition થાય છે અવાજની એવું કહે છે. સેમિનાર વેબિનાર માં.
Hello. Dhaval sir. I think.
Sir, there is a repetition of the things.
Madam, just I have called Dhaval bhai. Dhaval bhai will look into the matter. Just.
ધવલ ભાઈ ને
Yes. I had called him, so he'll just.
I agree. I think it's a loop going on somewhere.
Dr. Ushman,
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
good morning. Yeah, Mr. Chirag Solanki has raised hand. If he has some query, please just try to solve it. If possible, yeah.
Pardon, sir. I'm not able to hear your voice.
There is one participant, Mr. Chirag Solanki. You have raised query. Is there any confusion? Is there any problem?
Yeah.
Hello.
No.
Okay. No issue.
No.
Yeah.
Fine. Sir, madam, can we start the program?
Yeah, I think if everything is okay, we should.
Yes. Okay.
Hello, Bilal.
There is one participant.
Sir, I just have one question. I haven't used
yes.
Google to present the presentation. So where do I actually go to?
Dhruvi, probably you had tried just a second before about presenting.
Yeah,
it was visible. It was visible.
Okay.
So
no
that
problem.
was perfect.
I think if
Okay, no
Sir,
worries.
problem is not solved. Dimal sir.
Yes.
Sir, I just have one question.
Dhaval sir, loop no problem થાય છે. રિપીટેશન થાય છે. 2 મિનિટ પછી પેલું આખું પાછું સંભળાય છે. જે પેલું લૂપ થયું હોય ને એ થાય છે. લૂપ નો ઇશ્યુ નથી રહ્યો. Yes, very good morning to and very warm welcome to all the dignitaries present over here. Warm welcome on the auspicious day of Guru Purnima. We learn many things from each other. So happy Guru Purnima to one and all present over here. Respected Dr. R.H. Parikh sir, Honorary Director, CCART and IICP. Respected Dr. Harsha Patel Madam, Principal, Indukaka Ipcowala College of Pharmacy. Our resource persons, dear participant and faculty members. I, Dr. Dimal Shah, welcome you all at the webinar on opportunities after pharmacy graduation in India and abroad. Indukaka Ipcowala College of Pharmacy is a constituent college of Charutar Vidya Mandal University, Vidyanagar, imparting education in the field of pharmacy. It is established in year 2004 in a lush green campus located at Vidyanagar, and it offers Bachelor of Pharmacy, Master MPharm, that is Master of Pharmacy in Pharmaceutics, and MPharm in Pharmaceutical Analysis and PhD programs. During undergraduate study in pharmacy, there is always a question in the mind what to do after BPharm. Should we go for higher studies in India or abroad, or should we try for job in industry? So, to throw a light on this topic, this webinar has been organized, and different resource persons have agreed to give their knowledge, impart their knowledge in the program. I welcome all the resource persons, Mr. Pratik Modi, who is working as an Assistant Manager, Strategic Sourcing, Cadila Healthcare Limited, Mr. Swapnil Doshi, who is a Research Scientist 1 at Zydus Cadila Limited, Mr. Kilol Choksi, who is working in a lab at Molecular Diagnostic and Sequential Unit, Public Health of Ontario, Canada, Ms. Ruby Maiwala, she is a Registered Pharmacist of Australia, for giving their consent in a single call for this event and sparing their valuable time with all of us. Actually, it is very difficult for Mr. Kilol and Ruby, specifically because of the difference in time zone. Probably it is 11:30 p.m. in Canada, and Ruby probably it is around 2 p.m. in Australia. And even it is difficult for Pratik and Swapnil also, because their job is going on. So they are at the job at present time. So still they have agreed to become a part of this webinar. Thank you all. I request our Honorary Director, Dr. R.H. Parikh sir, to address the audience and for the welcome speech. So.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Dimal. Honorable Principal of the Institute, Dr. Harsha Patel Madam, Dr. Dimal, Dr. Usman, all faculty members, and all participants, but last but not the least, the expert of today's session. In fact, and when I say the experts of today's session, Mr. Kilol, Ms. Dhruvi, Mr. Pratik, Mr. Swapnil. In fact, just before we formally started, I was interacting with these experts, and it was in fact, pleasant memory of them as well as mine, that they have remained associated with the institute as an alumni, and they are here to guide all our students and participants. In fact, I realized when Dr. Dimal said they're situated currently in the different time zones, and it is almost at some place a midnight or a late night, and two of the participants are currently joining while they are already on work. So this indicates their love for the institution and their desire to help the participants and the institute in progress. So it's my great pleasure to welcome you experts, and I'm really grateful on behalf of the Charutar Vidya Mandal University and IISP to all of you for accepting this call. I won't say an invitation, because we consider you as a part of a IISP family. So to accept this call and help out the institution. I once again reiterate that the alumni is one of the very important pillar of any institution. And when an alumni has such a great, I can say, the bonding with the institution, definitely the institution future is very bright. With this, I also wish to congratulate the organizers, in particular the Principal Madam and Dr. Dimal and entire his team, for selecting this topic And this topic is something like opportunities after pharmacy graduation in India and abroad. Because this type of guidance is available these days, which was not in the previous years. So our students are fortunate to seek the right guidance at a right time, so that they do not falter in terms of selecting their options and waste few years of their career. The second point that I would like to just say before I just conclude, that I'm looking at the areas in which these all experts are associated as on today. So one is working in the molecular diagnostics section and the sequencing unit. One is working as a registered pharmacist. One is working as a strategic sourcing with the Cadila Healthcare, and as a research scientist. I think we as a pharmacist are blessed. Sometimes we jokingly say that we are master of none, but Jake of all. But I think being Jake of all is also an advantage, and how you turn your what you can say some of the faults or the disadvantages into the opportunities. That is where a pharmacy student is having a great opportunity in a diverse field. A pharmacy student can fit with a little more input. So I think that is blessings that a pharmacy student is having. With these words, once again, I express my deep sense of gratitude to all the experts, all the alumni, and once again, thank you all for accepting this call. Thank you, and over to you, Dr. Dibal.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll begin with the first technical session. Our first speaker is Mr. Kilo Jopsi. He will deliver a talk on opportunities for higher studies and job in Canada. Before I hand over to Mr. Kilo Jopsi, I would like to give his brief introduction. Mr. Kilo Jopsi completed his B.Pharm from Indukaka Ipcowala College of Pharmacy, and he did MSc in Pharmacy in Canada. He is presently working as lab technician at Molecular Diagnostic and Sequencing Unit, Public Health, Ontario, Canada. Previously, he was working as a compliance officer with Government of Canada, research coordinator, research assistant, and international student advisor with the Memorial University of Newfoundland, Canada. So with this brief introduction, I invite Mr. Kilo Jopsi to deliver this talk. Please, Kilo.
Thank you very much, sir. I feel very proud as well as privileged to be part of this talk as well as panel discussion. First of all, great to see Harsha ma'am. Last time I met you in the same chair where you were, so great to see you. Same thing for Usman sir, Dimal sir, as well as I see Ravi sir as well in the chat. So hi Ravi sir, and I think Dawal sir is also there. So thank you very much for having me. And I won't start with a presentation because as a student, I know presentations bore everyone. So I'm just going to be casual as well as, saying my journey and saying, what is the best if you're looking for higher studies abroad, especially in Canada. So there are 3 to 4 different options which you can consider in Canada. The one which is preferred by most, which I also took, was a sort of degree or a diploma course in a college, which most students take when they try to get to Canada. But I think the best option is to explore something in masters, and there are many opportunities. The reason why I say that you should explore masters is because most degrees in Canada for masters are funded, meaning you get funding to pursue your master's degree. And they are tough. It is very difficult to get in. But if you get in, the expertise and the knowledge you get is at completely different level. So whenever you're thinking of higher studies, especially in Canada, try to target to get into university for master's degree. And, it is very important to follow a thought process where it's different from India. So, for example, in India, when we do undergrad in pharmacy, we are told to do masters in pharmacy, whereas in Canada or anywhere outside you can pursue different fields. So like right now when you're doing undergrad in pharmacy, when you go further you can do your masters in science or in biology and still go further in career or trajectory path. So this is something which I didn't know when I was trying to pursue my higher education. So this is the main thing I wanted to tell everyone, that if you're thinking of higher studies, the best option is to apply to university instead of college, and make sure that you apply to different programs, because the learning experience you get in master's degree is completely different. The other option which students take is to pursue registration of pharmacy, which is known as PEBC in Canada. Now, I'll go in Gujarati now. એટલે ગુજરાતીમાં આપણે બધા કે કેનેડા જઈને આપણે ફાર્માસિસ્ટ કરીશું અને પીઈબીસી પતાવીશું. So,
Kilon. There are few participants who are from outside Gujarat also. So, if possible, mixed in Hindi or something like that. So that.
Okay. So I'll go with English then. Okay, sure. So yeah, generally the trend is that many people or many students do PEBC classes in India before they start to pursue their career in Canada. So they already get the classes done, and Ahmedabad is a popular location where there are many classes done for PEBC. And once they do these classes, they land over here and they appear for the examination and they get the registered pharmacy degree. Once you become registered pharmacist here, the scope is exponential, meaning you can work as a pharmacist in a pharmacy store or as a clinical pharmacist, or you can also own a pharmacy store, become a manager, and also go into clinical research. So the scope is exponential, but it all depends on your choice. So whenever you're thinking of higher studies, just make sure that you target something which you like, because one thing I'll say, the struggle is very real. You will need to work hard in order to make sure that you complete the entire program, plus you go further in exploring different job opportunities. And as Dimal sir said, I've worked in different areas because while I was studying, I volunteered in different places. Hence, I got chances to work there, and I explored different areas of work. So there are three different options I would say all students to consider. The first one, where I mentioned, was the popular one, getting into diploma programs in college. But since you are from IICP, and I know IICP has a lot of commitment towards studies, and we have worked so hard to make sure we get good grades in all 4 years. So I would say you all to target master's program if possible, and don't limit your field to pharmacy itself, because as an undergrad, or if you have bachelor of pharmacy, you can apply to different master's program throughout Canada to all other universities. And if you get into master's program for research, then you get funding, meaning that you get funding for an entire program. You don't need to pay any fees, plus you get money in order to make sure that you get your living expenses. So the second option, which is master's, is the most preferred one, which I would say all students to explore. And the third one is also a preferred one, which is to become a registered pharmacist. So these three options I think are the best, but it all depends on what your goals are, because you yourself need to decide on what to do next. And this is something which I've learned right now from my learning curve, as I've been through different stages. But as you go or you proceed further, you will understand where your path takes you. So just to make it short, if you have any questions, you can always reach me out. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I can guide you accordingly on what can be done in order to help you, or in order to decide what would be a good step for you. But remember, in IICP, I participate in every activities and everything, and that is the main thing. If you know what you want to do, that is the main thing which will help you decide what you want in future. So before you step forward, before you go to consultancies, or before you start applying for different universities or colleges. Just have an idea of what you want next after a couple of years, and that will be a best decision for you. That's all.
Yes, now the session is open for the questions. Any participant can unmute and ask a question. Yes. Kilol, one question is that is there a scholarship options available to study in university or colleges, or what are the criteria for that?
So, as an international student, we do have scholarship options, but they are limited. But it all depends on which university you go and which program you take. So, if the program has higher competition, getting scholarship chances are less. And if the program is broader, means it has more scholarships, and hence you can get more scholarship in that program. So it all depends on which program a student chooses and which university. And international students are eligible for few scholarships, whereas for few they are not eligible.
Okay. There is a quick raise hand by Jainil Desai. Yes, Jainil. Hello, Jainil.
Janil,
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, Jainil. Please go ahead.
Hi, Kilol. How are you? First of all, thank you for your time and explanation about Canada. I have two questions regarding the field of regulatory affairs. I myself am a professional in regulatory affairs, and I've heard that in Canada, regulatory affairs is not as that much as brighter scope as in other countries. And second is that the students do prefer other health sectors education, such as healthcare policy or something. So is that a better idea to take a student pathway, or is it a better idea to wait for PR application and then move to Canada for career pursuing in Canada pharmaceuticals?
Just a minute. Jainil, can you please give your brief introduction so that participant can know you better? We all know you,
Sure, yeah.
but the other person.
Sorry. Yeah, hello, everybody. My name is Janil Desai. I'm working as a regulatory affairs in Apothecon Pharmaceuticals in Vadodara, and I'm an ex-alumni of IICP as well.
Okay, nice to meet you, Jainil. I will answer your question in two different answers because I think there are two different questions in one question. So, pursuing regulatory affairs or healthcare policy. Regulatory affairs and healthcare policy are a bit different from each other, especially considering the workload which it has, or the course load. Regulatory affairs is a very concrete and precise course which has a lot of because I have not done it, but I know colleagues who have done it, and it's very rigorous and it's very daunting task. So it's very difficult to do it, and hence the admission is much more difficult. Where you go for the public policy or healthcare policy, it's a broader field, and you get much better chances of getting into that program. Now, considering the options where you said it's better to come as a permanent resident or come here and study, in my point of view, it will be much better in order to do any studies, whichever field. It doesn't matter, healthcare policy or regulatory affairs, whichever suits your education as well as your work experience. Because here, what I've seen till date is that if you have any education, especially Canadian education, it counts a lot. If you enter as a permanent resident with work experience as well as previous education background, it is helpful. But having Canadian education is much more helpful because they look for a combination of education as well as experience. And having Canadian education helps a lot. So just to answer your question, I think entering as a student is much better. It may be a bit expensive for sure, but on a longer path, maybe after 5-6 years, I think it's much more fruitful. And regulatory affairs or healthcare policy, I will go for regulatory affairs. It is a very niche market, meaning, there are very few positions, but those positions are very lucrative if you get in. So if given choice, I would go for regulatory affairs. And there's one last thing, that even if you're in Canada, you can work RA jobs for US or any other countries. So, borders don't stop you working for RA positions.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Any other question from the participant?
Killol, I would like to ask one question that what about certificate course? Majority of the students nowadays join for the certificate course in Canada. So what is your observation and your point of view? Is it good for the students or not?
It again depends on which certificate course, because there are a lot of certificate course going around, and again it depends on what the student is looking for. Now, as of now, I'm in clinical field right now. I work in a lab which processes, biological and environmental samples. So I have people and colleagues who have certifications like they're technologists. Now that is something which you study for 2 years, but you also get your certification, meaning you're certified to do certain jobs. Now certification like this are very helpful because they give you authority in order to, you're authorized to do certain work, and that is what the, any government organization or any organization is looking for, because they need a certificate in their hand in order to hire you. So in that case, certification is very helpful. Same thing which goes with regulatory affairs or clinical research. So there are different certifications. So it all depends on the, you know, goal or the target of the student, what they're thinking. Certifications are again bit more intense. Again, it depends on which they are going for. But I will say certifications are very useful because certain jobs do not hire you without certification. They will see, or they will ask your registration number. Same like in India, we have, registered pharmacist number. They'll ask for that number and only they'll speak the next words. So certifications are for sure helpful, but again, it depends on the scenario of student, what he or she is trying to look for.
Thank you, Killol.
Just I want to ask one question. What is the pharmaceutical industries in how they are located in Canada? Is there a good pharmaceutical structure in Canada for the industries?
There are many pharmaceutical companies in Canada, and they range from. So you can find. Let me start with Apotex. I think Apotex is there in India as well, but it is one of the top generic providers for US, which is US and Mexico. So it's a very big company, has a lot of new students, as well as there is Sanofi, which is the largest vaccine manufacturer, and they have the biggest plant here, and they are getting, I think, another plant in next 2 years in Toronto itself. So there is Pfizer as well, and there is Bayer, and there is, I don't remember, but it has a good market for sure. But with good market, there's GSK, and so, but with good market, they look for good quality as well. So again, it's the more experience you have, the higher the chances of getting in those industries. But there is market for sure, but it's just they look for good experience before you get in.
So, Killol, for this industrial, they may work whatever may be field, either formulation or whatever, they do require to have any other additional study over Canada, or our graduate or PG graduate can directly work there without pursuing any further study? Because so many people are just opting course, simple certificate course, as Usman sir told. That is just to entry to the Canada. And then one basic degree of this basic B Pharm, M Pharm, whatever subject, either it may be Sutix, Techno, Analysis, QA, Ecology, whatever may be. They may have direct opportunity to work on that background. It's not audible.
Kilo, your mic is muted.
It's not audible.
Okay, so just to getting a job is possible, and with a degree from India, there's no doubt for it. But the competition is very high. The market is tough, and what they're looking is for the combination of work plus experience. So let's say, for example, I consider myself. If I graduated from IICP and I came over here, getting into industry is very difficult with undergrad degree only. The only time you can get in is if they are hiring, if they are doing mass hiring, meaning they are hiring many people at once, and they are looking for people with basic qualifications, which happens very rarely. So the combination of work and experience is the key to get in. Now students, I'll say like me, lacks in experience, doesn't have work, right? We did undergrad studies and we didn't have any work experience. So having additional qualifications like studies or certification from Canada or from any other country helps you to get certain age in order to get into those industry, because they are looking for people who have good qualifications. Undergraduate degrees is very difficult to get in, but combination with some work or certification or an additional degree helps the person to get in. And everyone starts here, means I think in India as well, with company which are not that popularly known, and they slowly climb up and go into the main organization. So it all starts with proceeding one step at a time.
Yes, any other question from the participant? Even you can write in the chat box also. Yes,
sir.
Hi everyone. So I haven't studied or graduated from IICP, but I studied for 2 or 3 months. I got admitted in CDCP, which was a new college they started, and then we got transferred to IICP for a couple of months, and then I transferred to the AR college. I just did bachelor's in India. I came as a student in US. Um, I did master's in industrial pharmacy, and right now I'm doing PharmD program. So about Canada, I don't know much as Killol know, but and basically I'm batchmate of Swapnil. So we are best buddies, me, Swapnil, and the one of our friends, he is in Canada. So he did his bachelor from Anand Pharmacy College, and he did masters from Baroda. It's MS, right? MS University.
Yes.
Yeah. So he did MS in masters in MS University, and then he started working Torrent Pharmacy, Torrent Pharmaceuticals, and then he went to then he changed his job to Mumbai, and then again Baroda, Sun Pharma, and then he applied for PR to Canada. So he got here with a lot of experience of industry, and he was he is just like research scientist, just like Swapnil. And so when he came, he applied he started as a restaurant job. He started restaurant job when he came for the first time on PR in Canada, and then he was applying to industries, and he got a job in a small company, and then I don't know, small or medium scale or big company, but then at that time he was earning like $40,000 per year, and right now he is earning like more than 90,000 a year, $90,000 per year. So what I saw from my friend's journey, it doesn't matter if you have a degree from India. Definitely anybody should pursue master degree. Bachelor is not enough. If anybody want to go anywhere like Australia, Canada, US, so master degree is better than bachelor's. And on top of that, knowledge is more important. I would say I have less knowledge than Swapnil and my other friend who is working in Canada. I do now. I do have more knowledge now, but at that time. So yeah, so it doesn't matter if you are capable of doing something, and if you are knowledgeable, you can do anything. That's what I want to say. It's not like even with a bachelor degrees you can do this. It's not hard. As per my thinking, I would like to say anybody who is in bachelor's right nowadays in ISCP or any other colleges, they should go for definitely for masters. Even if they wanna stay in India, go for masters. And yeah, and I don't believe anybody wants to go to Canada to just to reach there. They can definitely apply for admission like in a diploma courses, but I would suggest them that goal should be the PEBC exam, because even with the diploma courses you will not have a good life. I mean better life, I would say. Whatever everybody is studying, I mean, as a teacher you taught us that like you should aim high and for better future and for better education, everything. That's what I want to say. So diploma course is okay to reach there, but their goal should be a PBC exam if anybody is going to Canada. That's it.
Thank you, Dhaval, for sharing your wonderful idea, and that will definitely benefit the participant. Yes, any other participant? Any other question? You can write it in the chat box.
I would like to just add one thing to what Dhaval said. It's absolutely correct. The one thing which matters is the attitude. If you are wherever you are, because everyone goes through hardship. So, if you see people, with a good position and everything, that's true. But everyone who has immigrated has gone through hardship. So, everyone says the grass is greener on the other side. That's not the case. Everyone has their struggles. Everyone has been through parts, but it's your attitude. If you're good, if you have, can do attitude and a spirit where you say never die, if you keep on continuing, you will reach your goal. So as he said, education does matter, but not that much. Your attitude and your willingness matters a lot.
True, absolutely true. So, Kilol, I just want to ask one more thing: that which state is good uh, as far as living is concerned? Because there are many parts which are too older. So, in that sense, which state is good?
I have lived in 2 different states. So basically, I started my journey in Ontario, which is popularly known to everyone, students, because there is Toronto and many people, Indians especially, live here. And I did my studies in Newfoundland, which is basically in ocean. So I lived in both places. Snow is everywhere. So whichever part you go to of Canada, but considering education and work after education and the normal amenities which we need to survive, Ontario is the best. After Ontario you can select Alberta, and Quebec is also rising with many small biotech startups which is employing a lot of people from applied sciences. So these 3 provinces are good for living, getting jobs, and having a good life.
Yes. Any other question from the participant? Okay. So thank you so much, Kidlol, for sharing your valuable time and your experience with us. Thank you so much for guiding our participant and all of us. Thank you for joining. And please give my regard to Shweta.
For sure, I will. And I'll also hang around till end, so that's fine. If anyone has any questions later.
Sure. Thank you so much. Now we'll move to our second talk, that is opportunities for pharmacy graduates in Australia, and that will be delivered by Dhruvi Maiwala. Let me introduce Dhruvi to all of you. Dhruvi earned her B.Pharm degree from Indukaka Ipcowala College of Pharmacy and has cleared overseas pharmacist exam. She is self-directed and driven retail pharmacist, known as an innovative thinker with strong drug utilization review, quality assurance, customer service, workflow, and staff supervision acumen. Our expertise include developing and managing medication inventory, dispensing high volumes of medications, and advising pharmacy technicians and interns. So, with this brief introduction, I request Dhruvi to start the presentation. Please.
Thank you so much, Dhimal sir. I would just add a little bit to my introduction. Sorry, I did not tell you guys. So I did my bachelor's of pharmacy from Indukaka Ipcowala College of Pharmacy. After that, I did my master's in business administration from Nirma University, Ahmedabad. I developed a product for nails, which was selected from iCreate Institute, which gives fund to new ideas while I was doing my business administration course. And I successfully developed that product and I was selling it. And after that, when I got married, we decided to come to Australia. So I had to actually sell my business and I moved to Australia. And now I'm a registered pharmacist in Australia. I did my KAPS exams, which is for overseas trained pharmacist exam. So thank you so much for calling me. I really appreciate the effort that you guys are taking up for the students. Before I start, I would like to say something about career. Career is not what you achieve, is what you overcome. That will build you up, especially when you are going to a new country. You have to actually understand their workflow, their work pattern, the way they deliver their services to customers, and you have to fit in. So first few months to years will be a hurdle. And I'm going to deliver a lecture which will, if you are coming to Australia, I hope this information will reduce your hurdle and which will help you a lot in getting registered as a pharmacist in Australia. I'm just going to put up a presentation. Is my presentation visible, sir?
Yes, it is being shared. Yes, it is visible.
Okay. And I'm audible as well.
Yeah.
So I will be talking about opportunities in Australia after pharmacy graduation. So first I will talk about the possible career options in Australia. This is basically the roles that you can take up after you get registered as a pharmacist. So first is a community pharmacist, which is called retail pharmacist as well. In this particular role, you basically get prescriptions from the patients or directly from the doctors. The prescription has the information written for the medications, how to use it, how long to use it, how frequently you have to use it. So a pharmacist receives a prescription. They record the information of the prescription in the software. This process is called dispensing. Once you dispense the medication, you have to supply the medication to the patient. And there is one more important step that you do is you counsel patients regarding medication. So what you include in it is how does it work, how long it takes to work, how to use it, when to use it, what are the possible side effects, and when do you have to see your doctor if you have any major anaphylactic reaction or interaction or adverse effect. So this is what the community pharmacists basically do. There are many other things that they have to do as to support the business. Now, in the hospital pharmacist, there are two different kinds of roles that you can get. One is dispensing pharmacist, who will dispense as a community pharmacist, plus they will compound a lot of sterile products, liquid forms, etc. Then there is another is ward pharmacist, who will go to the wards and talk to the patient, supply medication. And again, there is a clinical intervention where they have to talk if the medication is working good for them, if they are having any troubles, and the pharmacist has to rectify that troubles. They might have to talk to the doctor to change the medication sometimes, because sometimes it is not tolerated by the patients. Now, for the consultant pharmacist, you actually have to do a course after you get registered, which is called Home Medicine Review Course. In this, the doctor will refer the patients to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist has to go to their home. And again, there is a counseling and interaction, adverse effect, compliance issues that the pharmacist has to look for. But the patients here are either having multiple medications, or they have chronic diseases, or they have certain disabilities. So they need extra care, and that's why this sort of facility is provided to them. Now, GP pharmacist, general practice pharmacist, is a pharmacist who will work with the doctors. So they will have a job in the doctor's clinic, and the doctors who look after certain chronic disease patients, the patients will be referred to the pharmacist whenever required. You can become a GP pharmacist after 2 years of experience as a consultant pharmacist. Now, the locum pharmacist is somebody who goes to the pharmacy when they are called. So this is not a full-time work that you get. If the pharmacy requires a pharmacist, they will call you and you have to go. The difference between these one is, if you go on call, you get paid more. Now, the government and NGO roles, you can work in the public health projects that is taken up by different governments in different state governments in Australia. And also they have certain e-health initiative where they put certain information for consumers, for health practitioners like pharmacists or doctors. So you have to do the content writing for them. That is what the e-health jobs look like. So all these things that I have talked about, all these roles, they require registration as a pharmacist in Australia. You need registration from AFRA, which is Australian regulatory agency for all the registration for the health practitioner, whether they are doctors or they are physiotherapists or dentists or pharmacists. You have to go through them, and you need that registration to go for these roles. The other 3 roles that I have listed, which is clinical trials, drug safety, or regulatory affairs, if you have experience or if you have studied here in Australia, you can go for these roles, and it is not really necessary to hold a general registration to go for these roles. The most important thing is having an experience from 1 to 5 years, depending on what grade of role they are. If it is just a grade 1 role, you might need less experience. As the grade goes up, you need more experience to qualify for that role. Now, let's talk about the governing bodies of pharmacy in Australia. So there are 3 main governing bodies. The first is Australian Pharmacy Council. As we have in India, Pharmacy Council of India, they have Australian Pharmacy Council. What they do is they accredit the pharmacy programs. They assess the competency of Australian pharmacy interns, and they assess the skill of pharmacists who qualified outside Australia. So people like us. Now, the second agency is AFRA, Australian Health Practitioner Regulation Agency. This is where you have to get your provisional and the general registration if you are coming to Australia. And these guys, they make sure that the public has safe health workforce available, in terms that they will make sure that you would not cause any harm to the patients or the public. In terms of practicing your pharmacy, you should not advise anything which can harm them. So that's why you need registration The third main governing body is TGA, Therapeutics Good Administration, which is responsible for regulating the supply, import, export, manufacturing, and advertising of therapeutic goods. Now, let's talk about how do you get registered in Australia. The first step is you have to get your eligibility checked. So you have to go to the website of Australian Pharmacy Council, and you have to apply, and you have to check whether you are eligible to apply. Mostly if you have the registration in your country, and if your college is PCI approved and you have done 4 years of your bachelor's, you can definitely be eligible to apply for the eligibility checks. Once you are eligible, you have to sit for KAPS exams here, which is Knowledge Assessment Test. Once you pass your test, you will be given a skill assessment letter from APC, which is Australian Pharmacy Council. After that, you have to fulfill your English language requirement, which is around 7 bands. They may increase it depending on, because they revise it every 1 or 2 years, it may change. After you finish these 2 requirements, you have to apply for the provisional registration and the supervised practice hours. So this provisional registration, you have to apply with AFRA, which is Australian Regulation Agency. Once you get the registration, you have to find a position as an intern in retail setting or a hospital setting. And you will be doing your almost a year's internship, 1 year internship under a pharmacist who is already registered and who can be a preceptor. During this whole internship, you have to do your written test and the oral examination. And once you pass all these examinations, you finish your supervised practice, then you can apply for general registration and you can become a pharmacist. So this is the structure of how you go with it. If you work as an intern pharmacist, you still get paid. You just get paid less than a pharmacist, but you still get paid for it. These are some important links that will be really helpful if you want to gather some more information. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Yes, any question from the participant? Dhruvi, what is the industrial setup in Australia? Because normally students prefer to go to Canada or US. Normally they have not much heard about the Australia. So what is the industrial setup?
So there are industrial jobs, but they are not too many because Australia has a lot of restrictions on environment.
Okay.
So there are many clinical trial jobs and many clinical research centers that Australia has, but industrial is not that much. You won't find that many roles, but you definitely find roles in quality assurance or regulatory affairs and clinical trials. Most of the roles that you find for a pharmacist is as a community pharmacist, is what I explained, community or hospital pharmacist and other positions, or content writing is now coming up as a really good role.
Yes, participant can mention their questions in the chat box, or even they can unmute and they can ask a question. Dhruvi, one more question from my side. Like when a student try to go in Australia for a higher studies, is there a job opportunity? Like as a part-time candidate, can they have a job opportunity, or it is difficult?
So students are, I think, assigned 20 hours is what they can work, as per my knowledge. And if you are willing to become a pharmacist, you should get a job as a pharmacy assistant first, so that you have a basic knowledge. Otherwise, if you want to go for the restaurant jobs or any other sort of jobs, definitely you can get jobs. You just have to find it. It's not very hard to find the jobs. You just have to find it. For me, I started as an assistant pharmacy assistant role. I worked for around 8 or 9 months when I prepared for KAPS exam and passed. And then I got the intern position in another company, and now I'm hired as a pharmacist in the same company, in the same retail company.
Yes, Jainil. Jainil?
Yes, so Jainil
There is
has
one question,
asked
yes.
if the internship is paid. Yes, you do get a paid internship. When you look for the internship, make sure that you are really clear with your bosses and owners, because sometimes they try to pay you very less, but you should get paid according to the award rates which pharmacy council has decided. But internship is paid. I have just finished my internship 5 months ago. It is paid.
And the cost of study? Something about cost of study? Is it costly?
I haven't studied masters here because I never needed to. For the KAPS exams, in my time it was $1,400 per sitting. But if anybody wants to check what their current fees are, you can check on APC website, or I can show you now how to navigate through that website.
Yeah, Dhruvi, your presentation is very lucid and very informative.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and I have one question. I don't know whether you have aware about this or not, but just the thing is like, what are the universities? If you come to, if you have an idea, please share. What are the universities offers the pharmacy courses in Australia?
So what I have seen here is people go to Sydney So I live in Sydney, so I know more about the Sydney universities. So there is UNSW, University of Sydney, and then University of New South Wales. There is one UTS University, which is University of Technical Science. These are the most popular universities that people go for. Students here, for doing M.Pharm, they don't have to do B.Pharm at the beginning. If they have done bachelor's in science, they can still opt for the master's in pharmacy, and they can get registered as a pharmacist.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries, sir.
Yes, any other question from the participant? Okay. So thank you so much, Dhruvi, for being a part of this event.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you so much. Now I request Usman sir to proceed with the next session. Usman sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dhimal sir. So now we are moving towards our third technical session. And before I would like to invite the speaker, I would like to say something with respect to the profile of the speaker. So once again, a very good afternoon to one and all. And I, Usman Ghani Charutar, is an associate professor, and extend a very warm welcome on behalf of ISCP. Now, I would like to introduce our third speaker, Mr. Pratik Modi. So he has completed his B.Pharm from APC in the year of 2012 and M.Pharm in the pharmaceutical analysis in the year of 2014 from the IICP. He was placed initially in the ADL department from in the Barak Pharma, Khambat, through the ISCB reference. And after a week, he left Barak and joined a Torrent Pharma as a sales officer. And he wanted to pursue his career in management field. So that's why he switched over the job and joined as a sales officer. In 2015, he has been promoted to Torrent corporate office in the procurement Indian market. And since 2019, he is associated with Zydus Cadila Healthcare and look after strategic sources for US, Brazil, Mexico, and ROW market. So I would like to invite Mr. Pratik Modi to share his view on the job opportunities for the pharmacy graduates in pharmaceutical industry in India. Yeah, Pratik, please.
Yeah, so very good morning to all of you. Thank you so much, Usman sir, for a wonderful introduction. Am I audible to all?
Just keep your mic near your mouth so your voice is a little bit very low down.
Just let me use microphone. I think it is pretty much clear now. Hello. Hello. Am I audible to you, Usman sir? Am I audible? Hello. Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Pratik. Yeah.
Yes,
you're
yes.
audible.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you so much, all the respected dignitaries, dear students, and all upcoming pharma leaders for this wonderful opportunity. So I always believe, I mean, once you get opportunity to, interact with the students, it should be always, a fun session. So let us start with the presentation. Just let me share. So is it present? Is it visible?
No, not yet. Yeah, now it is visible.
So I always believe it should be a fun session when you get opportunity to interact with the students. So I hope all of you is all aware about.
Pratik,
Yeah, sir.
Pratik, can you please switch it to the presentation mode because full screen is not visible. Make it to full screen.
It is already in presentation mode, sir. Just a minute. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible, but not in presenting one. But it is okay from your side. There is some issue. I think so. So not an issue. You can continue.
Just a second, sir. So is it presentable? I think there is some technical issue. If I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It is visible.
Yeah, it is visible. You can continue, Pratik. Not an issue.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I got disconnected. I think there is some technical problem going at my end. Yeah, is it visible now, sir?
Yeah, it is visible. Pratik.
Yeah, so as I said, it should be always fun and learning session once you get opportunity to interact with the students. So all of you aware the recent viral sensation Chillam sir. So as Chillam sir has already informed that, I mean, this webinar is going to be, very informative and, very optimistic. So I just request you to all be attentive till the end of this session. So Sorry, sir. I think there is some technical challenge.
Yes, Pratik, your microphone is muted.
Sir, I am unable to connect my presentation here. Dhawal sir, can you help me?
Yeah, you can send me your presentation. I will present from my side. Not an issue.
Just a minute, sir. હા સર સ્લાઇડ મૂવ નથી થતી. કેન યુ જસ્ટ શેર યોર ઈમેલ આઈડી? હું તમને શેર કરું. હા ઓકે ઓકે. Can view your presentation?
Yeah, Pratik, I have shared my email ID on your WhatsApp.
હા સર મેં તમને શેર કર્યું.
Mail કર્યો મને?
યસ
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, wait a minute, I have one. Hope it is visible to everyone.
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so just quickly resume the Zoom. Sorry for this technical issue. So I hope presentation is visible to all. Yeah. So sir, just move to quickly move to next slide. So as you all are aware that we are going to discuss about the job opportunity in pharmaceutical industry in India. Next slide, sir. Next, please. So just before discussing the what are the opportunities and what are the different department is there in pharmaceutical industry, I just quickly let us understand the how pharmaceutical industry works. What are the different departments? What are the role and responsibilities of different department? So as you aware that the pharmaceutical industry is a group of people from different department working together for a same objective to develop a product and then develop and manufacturing R&D of the product and the generate a revenue for the company. So as you can see, there are I have tried to cover as much possible department in pharmaceutical industries like there are research and development, analytical research and development, business development, supply planning, new product launch, regulatory affairs from technical side, production team is from the manufacturing perspective, pharmacovigilance team is there, tech transfer team is there. So in this slide I have to cover the all maximum possible departments which a standard pharmaceutical industry have. Next slide, sir. So pharmaceutical industry is a group of different departments which works for the same objective. So there is always first step is to always a product selection. Then once the any industry have selected the product, which product they are going to develop for which particular market, then the next step is to be product development. And once that product is get development, the next step would be the product manufacturing, or I would say commercial level manufacturing. Once your product get manufactured, then the next step should be the product approval from different healthcare agency or from different regulatory agency. And once you get the product approval from healthcare agency, the next and end step should be the marketing of that product in particular country or particular region. Next, sir. Next slide, please. So basically, I mean, I have tried to present in a simple manner that there will be always a two type of department: key department and supporting department. As I said earlier, there will be always a interlink between two departments or multiple departments once you are working on any pharmaceutical products. So I have tried to simplify it in a two manner. There will be a one key department and supporting department to that key department. So basically, once is a time of product selection, these are the key departments like product portfolio, business development, project management. These are the different departments whose main role and responsibility of the product selections. And in product selection, there will be a supporting department like regulatory affairs, marketing, supply chain, those who are going to support in terms of filing guidelines, in terms of business, in terms of how you gonna distribute that product in particular region. So they are going to be a supportive market. Next slide, please. Once the product gets selected, let us take a classic example of paracetamol. XYZ industry has decided to develop a paracetamol for XYZ reason, let's say India market, US market. So next step would be a development stage. So for development perspective, there are in key departments, project management should be there to define the timeline of that project. Formulation and development team should be there. who generally take care of formulation. I mean, whether it is going to be a tablet, capsule, suspension, injection. So they are ultimately going to decide what type of formulation is there. Analytical research and development team will be there, to take care the quality of method development, API development, validation report, and all that. Obviously, document department will be also there to take care this documentation process. And once this product get developed, and the tech transfer department, who generally take care the product transfer from R&D scale to commercial scale. And in the supporting team, always there be a pharmacokinetic teams, patent teams will be there, who generally provide insight about is there any patent related challenge in that particular product. Purchase department, who is going to take care of purchase of raw material, packing material, different chemicals, and all that. Regulatory affairs should be there, should be helpful in terms of filing guideline, different guideline in particular healthcare agency. And license team always support for the in licensing, out licensing activity. Next, please, sir. So most of all, you are aware about the manufacturing stage. I mean, quality assurance, quality control, production, engineering department for instrumentation, maintenance, if there any technical issue. These are the manufacturing stage. I think you most of the aware about the how a pharmaceutical company manufacture that product, or what are the different departments involved in a manufacturing process. Next, please. Once your product get manufactured, the next step would be a product approval. I mean, once you have get all this manufacturing activity done, the next step you apply for a product approval for in a different reason. If let's say if you are target India market, then you always apply in pharmaceutical industry, apply to DCGI or different healthcare agencies are there like US FDA or Anvisa or COFEPRIS in terms of Brazil, Mexico. So you always apply, pharmaceutical industry always apply for a product approval to the different healthcare agency. And the regulatory affairs plays a major role in a product approval or product application. Apart from supporting department, patent team will be there to provide more insight if there any patent or litigation kind of issue. QA team will be there, strategic sourcing will be them in a supporting department. Next, please. And once you get the product approval from particular healthcare agency or from particular market, that the next role will be of marketing. So as you always aware that the sales and marketing will be a key role to promote that product and generate the revenue of any pharmaceutical organization. So these are the key department at the marketing stage. These are the main department is going to be marketing, logistic, pharmacovigilance is there. If you receive any market complaints from the any market complaints, to resolve that, pharmacovigilance department is there. Supporting department will be regulatory affairs and supply chain. Supply chain plays a major role in distribution of the product of in particular region. Next, please. So once you have started your promote your product to in particular region, or once we have start selling of your product in XYZ country, the next role play will be played by supply chain department. So supply chain department mainly consists of demand planning, purchase, supply planning. So demand planning will always provide insight, forecast what is going to be a next demand, what is going to be a future demand. So accordingly they generate a material request, purchase request, or packing material request, how much API they are going to be required in nearby future, or let's say next 3 months, 4 months, what is going to be requirement, what is going to be a forecast. This is generally details provided by demand planning team to purchase department. And accordingly purchase department plays major role procuring and purchasing API, excipient, packing material, any glassware, any analytical instruments required. This will be taken care by purchase department. And once this activity has been done, I mean, once any industry have received all the material or the API required for that to cater that particular demand, next role will be played by supply planning team. Accordingly, supply planning team will plan the production planning, manufacturing, how they are going to schedule manufacturing batches, how they are going to cater the market requirement. So that will be taken care by supply planning team. And there will be a supporting department like marketing and logistics who also going to play a major role in supply chain. Next, please, sir. So I think all of us have got an overview. I mean, how pharmaceutical industry work in terms of any new product development or any commercial product. So I simply try to divide a pharmaceutical industry in two domains. There are corporate or management functions, and one is the plant or R&D level functions. Next, please. So I just request all of you to pay your attention to these slides. I mean, those who are looking for opportunity apart from R&D, or those who are looking for uh, design their career in management field or corporate field. So I just request you to pay more attention to this slide. So basically, I just tried to capture departments and role and responsibility at corporate level in pharmaceutical industries. So basically, I mean, there are 10 to 11 different departments which any pharma corporate have. So as in starting, I have tried to explain that what is role of product portfolio team, what is role of business development team, finance should be there. So I have just tried to cover the role and responsibility in single line. So we are going to discuss briefly. So for product selection, product portfolio team will be there, whose responsibility is to select the drug profile, what is going to be a global requirement of that particular product, what is going to be a business value of that particular product, what is going to be investment value, in what timeline they are able to promote that product in particular regions. So this is basic role responsibility of product portfolio team. And as you can see, I have just tried to capture the basic minimum industry requirement which is suitable for this role. So for product portfolio team, I mean, at least a master degree is required, whether it is BPharm or whether it is MPharm or MBA. But MBA should be mandatory. So whether it is a general MBA or whether it is a pharma MBA after BPharm or MPharm, it is a mandatory for this product portfolio role. Next is going to be a business development. So a business development team is going to be take care. I mean, who are the competitors in the market, which region they are going to target, what will be the sales target. These are the general roles and responsibility of business development. To simplify the same, I mean, to generate the business of that particular organization. So here it is the industry requirement is BPharm, MPharm plus MBA. Here also MBA is a mandatory, whether it is general MBA or pharma MBA after your bachelor or MPharm. If you are MPharm plus MBA, that will be an added advantage. Next will be a finance role here. I mean, from a pharma graduate perspective, there is, I mean, no opportunity, or I would say it is not area where we can explore our career. Next one is the corporate quality assurance. It is a kind of corporate quality assurance at that corporate level. Again, minimum requirement is MPharm. Marketing is there, training and development, operations departments are there. So basically, I'm just trying to emphasize that minimum industry requirement is the majority of department at corporate level always demand for a master degree. Just one or two departments are there where you can get entry after BPharm, but it is advisable to have at least MPharm plus MBA if you wanted to explore your career, or if you wanted to design your career in corporate, any pharma corporate or any giant pharma corporate. Again, I would like to emphasize on strategic sourcing, which is a very unexplored or very people having very less idea about what is going to be a strategic sourcing, where BPharm or I would say MPharm student can really have very good opportunity, where you can use your technical knowledge as well. So basically, strategic sourcing people always provide a support, any new product development, from product selection to a product launch in that particular country. So these are the department basic departments at the any pharma corporate level, and I just try to emphasize what is the industry requirement in terms of qualification. Next, please. Apart from pharma corporate, there are different departments at plant and R&D level. I hope you all of you must aware. I mean, what are the requirement? What is the R&D, analytical uh, research and development? What is QA, QC? What is clinical trial, products and regulatory affairs? So I'm not going in that much detail, but I just request you to focus on the industry requirement. See, in plant or R&D level, the majority minimum qualification requirement is the MPharm. Always, also you get an entry for being a bachelor. You also can get entry, but it is advisable to have at least a master degree if wanted to pursue your career at R&D level or at plant level. Next, please. So from last two slides, I try to emphasize industry requirement at corporate level and at R&D level. So from last two slides, I mean, one thing which we can conclude that it is always advisable, or it is a minimum requirement to have master degrees if you are going to pursue, if you are aiming for a better growth and better career opportunities in pharma industry. So I just would like to explain the importance or advantages having master degree from industry perspective. So once you have a master degree in any field of pharma, you always get a comfortable entry in any industry as a freshers. If you are as a freshers, but if you having a master degree, it is considered as a skill and experienced person, as you have experienced this thesis preparation, presentation preparation, your research and your thesis preparation, always having a over advantage over the BPharm students, those who have doesn't experience this particular project development or any formulation development in detail. Second one is career growth. I mean, once you have master degree in your bucket, I mean, there are absolutely chances you will be given preference over to bachelor students or any BSc students once you have master degrees in your bucket. So probably there will be early chances of promotion, good salary hikes compared to the bachelor students. So this is one of the major important why should go for the master degree. Third one is not from industry perspective, but in general criteria, I would say, I mean, there are chances maybe in past session, Kilol or Dhruvi has maybe explained that what are the advantages of having master degree. Once you are aiming for any overseas opportunity, or once you got any plan to shift any PR for any particular country, like say Canada, so there is always extra points those who have master degree. So this is one of the indirect advantage of having master degree. Apart from industry perspective, I would say once you have completed your masters, there is always sense of pride, individual proud, social status should be there, like they have completed master degree and all that. So this is why I strongly recommend, strongly prefer to have master degree, at least have master degree for the any particular pharmaceutical field, I would say. Next, sir. So I'm just here. I just try to any real-time example of importance of having a master degree. This is a snapshot of one recent opportunity itself in my organizations. So there was a requirement of a person, I mean department in business strategy. I think screenshot is not that much very much clear, but I would explain that the requirement was itself in the managing director's office. So this was the opportunity to work at the highest level, and the opportunity was in business strategy, new product development team. Wherever it was, a requirement was mentioned, where I tried to highlight the last line. The qualification was MPharm, which was the minimum SHL qualification required by this business strategy. So being from BPharm or being from MPharm, I think you people have very much less idea that there after even M.Pharm there is a opportunity in kind of management of business strategy or in terms of new product development or in terms of corporate. This is the real time example of where even M.Pharm students can pursue their career or make their career even in corporate as well as of management field. This is a one real time example I have tried to present over here. So that's it from my side. I think I have tried to cover in simplest way. I agree that there will be a lot of questions, lot of uncertainties, lot of confusions in your mind. So I'll try to cover as much. I'll try to explain as much as possible in question and answer session. So you can connect me on my email ID as well as my mobile and WhatsApp number. I mean, you can always reach me. And if you have any question answer, we can discuss it right now. That's it from my side. Over to you, Dimal sir, Usman sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pratik. You have given a very informative, you have handled an informative session. So now the session is open for all. Okay, if anyone have any question, you can just raise your question. Yes, Ishika, would you like to say something? Ishika,
Hello,
yeah.
sir. I found the session very informative, and I actually liked it. I was trying my scope further away in abroad only, but I'll think about it. It was
Yeah.
quite
Yeah, so
informative, but right now I have much more to explore because I have 2 years left. So yeah, I'll think
yeah, so
about it
see,
later
as I
on.
said, see, because this was the unexplored area by the any pharmaceutical industry, or basically where we are, generally focus at R&D level or generally plant level. Being a M.Pharm student, being a B.Pharm student, generally we focus at that domain only. So this is why emphasize on the corporate function, management functions, and you can always connect me in future as well whenever you require any help or guidance from that perspective.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jainil.
Yeah, Janil, if you wish to say something, then please switch on your microphone.
So I've placed my question in the chat box. Am I audible, sir?
Janil, we are not able to hear your voice.
I placed my question in the chat box. I'm in a public place at the moment.
He has placed it in a chat box.
Yeah, so Janil, I can see your questions. What are the procedure to if you wanted to reach at CQA level? So see, I would suggest you can always Google it. You can always search it about the role and responsibility at CQA level. But once you have enough experience at QA level, or basically in terms of documentation, in terms of if you are experiencing auditing, third party auditing, or I would say any supplier auditing or raw material supplier auditing, you can always learn about those skills, what are the requirement, because it is in terms of switching from IPQA to CQA, it will be quite difficult at a large organization. But yes, in smaller organization you will always have that opportunity. But I would suggest you to explore what are the requirements at CQA levels, what is their role and responsibility, and prepare accordingly requirement of CQA. And always you can try once that a suitable opportunity CQA department. But the basic function of CQA is to maintain the documentation and all that of suppliers, API suppliers, excipient suppliers, chemical suppliers, and bigger company organization like Zydus, Torrent, Intas always have a audit from CQA team before procuring or before purchasing any material from any suppliers. So generally they audit their plant, they made some observations, and accordingly once the plant supplier plant passed in audit. After that, CQA will allow to have that supplier on board. So this is the basic role of corporate quality assurance. And next question is strategic sourcing. Is it a part of product management team? See, strategic sourcing and product management team, it's a different domain together. It's a totally two different domain. Product management team is, generally where the role and responsibility of any product manager is to promote their brand. If you have seen multiple brands, like I would say, let us give classical example of Eno. So you must have seen many campaigns in TV advertisement that different time they try to promote their brand in different way. By promoting their brands, they just try to revenue the generate from for the organization. So that is basic role and responsibility of product manager, I would say, to promote their brand, design different campaigns. So basically, it's kind of a marketing domain. Strategic sourcing is totally different. It is kind of techno-commercial profile where you have to, identify the suppliers. Let us take a classical example of paracetamol. If today Zydus have decided to promote paracetamol or apply paracetamol or sell paracetamol in US market, who is going to be a supplier, API supplier of their paracetamol? Is that supplier is going to fulfill all regulatory requirement like open part of DMF, closed part of DMF, different regulatory requirements as per the US FDA guideline? During development, if you are facing any challenges in product development related or from API perspective, so being a strategic sourcing person, you have to resolve those technical challenges. Even after filing particular product in particular country, there will be always, different deficiencies from healthcare agencies. So you have to always ensure that timely resolution of technical deficiencies, whether it is from suppliers, and basically this is the role of strategic sourcing person. So in shortly, I would say strategic sourcing person is a bridge between a API excipient supplier or your supplier raw material supplier and a pharmaceutical company, or I would say in R&D or manufacturing team. So sourcing person is a basically bridge between these two different domains.
Yeah, anyone have any question? There is one question, Pratik, in the chat box.
Yeah, so the question is from Azad. His question is why BPharm, MPharm students are giving more importance over BPharm students. So as I said earlier, MPharm students are considered as a skill and experience, because if you are aware that the entire last 2 semester of MPharm in any pharmaceutical, any stream, whether it is analysis, sutics, or whether it is a pharmacology, you have to work on a particular project where you give or at least your 1 years of your entire time to that particular project, and you prepare your thesis, you specifically work on that project. If you are from pharmaceutics, then you provide you give your totally time to formulation development and all that. So basically MPharm students have this opportunity during their last 2 semesters, where BPharm students doesn't have this opportunity, right? Being a qualification wise, it is always given advantage to master students in any field, not in pharma field, but whether it is in all field, whether it is a medical field, whether it is engineering field, always it will be a preference given to a master students over the bachelor students.
Yeah.
So I always recommend it to have MPharm, because I would like to just share my experience because I mean during my college tenure there was I having same mentality. Let us complete BPharm and get into industry. Just start earning as much as possible. Same mentality I did have, but I don't know. I think Usman sir and parents and friends and family really forced me to do masters, and uh, I think you can see. I think I'm at very much decent level right now just because of my this master qualification. Because in my introduction, Usman sir has emphasized that Usman sir has mentioned that I has been promoted from sales to torrent corporate. It was only on basis of master qualification which I had because there was a requirement of no commercial person. So I had commercial experience, being a salesperson for 1.5 years, and considering my master's qualification, they have considered my technical experience. So basically, there was a techno-commercial requirement, and based on my master qualification, I have been provided the opportunity only. So I strongly recommend to go for M-Farm if it is possible. M-Farm after PhD also go for a PhD or at least for MBA. But at least have M-Farm in your resume. I strongly recommend.
Yeah. Anyone have any question? Yeah. So thank you very much, Pratik. And you are sharing a very good informative information through the presentation as well as through the question answer session. Now we are moving towards the next technical session, and I would like to invite, I'm going to invite the Swapnil Doshi to present their views on the higher studies and research opportunities in India. I would like to give a brief introduction of him. Now, Mr. Swapnil has earned his BPharm degree from SP University in the year of 2011. He is a recipient of gold medal in MPharm from the he have done his MPharm in pharmaceutical analysis branch, okay, from GTU, and from RE Institute in the year of 2013. He was a star performer in the Piramal Healthcare and also received a quarterly award from the JIDUS. Currently, he is working as a research scientist in Xylopia Lab Private Limited. And earlier, he was associated with the different capacities as Spark as a research assistant, Piramal Enterprise as a research associate, and JIDUS Kedila Healthcare as an assistant manager. So his thrust area working are the method development and validation, method troubleshooting, GLP and CGMP work, calibration of the instrument, admixture studies and excipients compatibility studies, method transfer validations and QC department, method validation by the HPLC, dissolution validation, cleaning validation, etc. So with this note, I would like to invite Mr. Swapnil Doshi to share his views and experience with respect to the higher studies and research opportunities in India. Yeah, over to you, Swapnil, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Usman sir and Nival sir, for giving me the opportunity for this session. I am to ISCPNs for the always who has ensured me for my gold medal and my master's study. So that's why I'm here at this position today. Thank you. I am starting my presentation for the opportunities after pharmacy graduation. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, is it visible and I'm audible to everyone?
Yes, you are audible.
And my presentation is visible to everyone?
Swapnil still is not visible.
Okay. I think now it is visible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the topic is opportunities after pharmacy graduation in India and higher studies and research opportunities in India. My peer Killol, Dhruvi, and Pratik has shared their views for Australia, Canada, and I'm sharing my some thoughts and research opportunities and higher education for the Indian students. So my content is what and why after pharmacy, types of courses in India after BPharm, types of researches, what can be availed, and types of research opportunities in college level, industry level, also at other grant in aid level. So main question is what is after pharmacy? So every student from third year or fourth year of pharmacy will start thinking which courses to invest energy. If I'll pursue masters or if I'll not pursue the masters, what will be the market's criteria be? As I just asked the question, but a pharmacy MPharm student is considered as a specialized and a skilled person than the pharmacy graduate pharmacy students. So that is the main reason everybody should go for the masters at least after BPharm. If you want to go for the job, your goal is job, then masters will be good for knowledge and your career growth, for your promotions and salary purpose. If you want to go for the business, you can go for pharma MBA, MPharm MBA, direct diploma PGDM, or marketing strategies. As we all know, pharmacy courses are highly popular and offer a challenging career in our future. One should consider after the BPharm master's courses or other courses, at least some other certified courses are also available. So first thing is in-depth knowledge. As I said, the skilled and specialized knowledge will be of a particular subject that will make expert in your field. Other thing is the better career protectors, like you will get easy promotion. Even in my 8 years of career, I can say that master's students or BPharm students, MPharm students or MBA students or master's students or postdoc students are easily get promotion within 2 years, 3 years, while the graduate students will not get it that easily. Other thing is prospectus. If you're getting more good promotion or higher position, it will give you the higher salaries. Other thing is, as we know, before the 15-20 years, the pharmacy was a golden era. Before, because there were only few seats were available. Now the seats are very high. So it is a trend that in a current competitive market, we need to get specific and a skilled person. So it is a trend to get a master's study. And for the business purpose, when you are getting a MBA degree or even marketing courses, that will help you in your business and grow career. The courses in India are I can enlist number of things in that. There are more than 7 diploma courses available. Even you can find more numbers than I have found. More than 30 types of master's courses are there, and 12 to 14 doctoral pharmacy courses are available in India for the students. First thing is Master of Pharmacy. So you know that is a 2 years course for the BPharm students, particular to gain the particular knowledge of the particular subject, like formulation, analytical, pathology, herbal products, medicinal chemistry. And there are a number of I can enlist. Few of them are here: natural products, traditional medicine, analysis, formulation, process chemistry, ceutics, biotechnology, pharmacoinformatics. It is now a very well-known thing that MPharm and MBA with a pharmaceutical management. Other thing nowadays has come is a medical device like we all know that stent, then neurospinal devices, everything is covered under the pharmacy also. Then next coming is in pharmaceutical management. This course is a managerial course. We can pursue it after MBA directly, or even with a MPharm. We can pursue it with a 3 years of course, MPharm plus MBA. There are many colleges now who are offering this course. They are for the pharmacy and pharma management. Then comes a diploma in pharmacy practice and drugstore management. That is a postgraduate PGDM course. It provides a perspective to the world of drugstore and potential of the same. It shows the importance of pharmacy industry and other adverse means we have the business in more than 2 or 3 combination of drugs, where other countries have only 1 or 2 drugs maximum in their dose. So adverse drug reactions are possible in many combinations. So this is the course nowadays has been offered. Then comes MSc in pharmaceutical chemistry. It is not Master of BSc after MSc. It is particular of pharmaceutical chemistry. Like if we can see the students in analytical chemistry, but not in pharmaceutical chemistry. This course is offered after BPharm only, not after the MPharm. This is for the synthesis work, impurity, and other key starting material synthesis work. There are many career opportunities, and nowadays after Corona, China market has been lost, so Indian companies have more opportunities in APIs. Then comes PharmD. Since I think 4 to 5 years, PharmD doctoral course has been offered. 3 years course has been offered. 2 years of academics and 1 year of internship, like abroad has given. After the BPharm, we can pursue it. Other thing is diploma course after the pharmacy. There are, as I went list, there are more than 7 or 8 courses after BPharm. That is a PGDM course. One thing is a diploma in clinical research. That is a BA study, toxicological studies, and all are covered under this clinical research. Then comes drugstore management course in diploma. It is a short-term course, and skills like analyzing and research are being offered. The other next diploma course is PGDM in clinical trial management. Means there are preclinical and clinical trials are there who are managing. The big pharma giants are not performing their clinical trial by their own. Maybe they are doing by third party. That many companies are nowadays has been offering these career opportunities. For that, they are asking for the clinical trial management. Even they are asking their employees to enroll for that. Regulatory affairs courses. I think everybody has listened about the WIPO, that World Intellectual Property Organization. Those are courses offered by the regulatory affairs. Then Indian patent, that is trademark and registry. Those are the courses offered by our institutes. That is a regulatory affairs courses. Indian patent rights, other intellectual properties rights, all are covered under the regulatory affairs courses. Those are the 1 year or 6 month courses for the IP, then other patent departments and regulatory departments. You can pursue it after BPharm, MPharm, but at least if you have studied the masters, that will help you in understanding the our regulatory bodies like CDSCO, FDA, local FDA, DCGI, and all. Then comes the medical coding. That comes up post-graduation or graduation course of the 6 months. These can be done by home only. They are offering course, and you can work from home with this medical coding and decoding studies. Now we are coming to the types of research opportunities available. Basic types of research, transitional research, clinical and educational research are available. Basic means we all know the general science of the pharmacy, then fundamentals of the pharmacy. Transitional means applying that basic pharmacy knowledge to the community, for beside to community and bench to bedside community. Clinical means clinical trials, preclinical trials on animals, clinical trials on humans, those, and pre and post marketing studies, REMS, that means risk assessment. Educational means using all this research, knowledge of this all research, we can educate others and also for the human learning processes. Types of research for our pharmacy is divided into four or five categories. First comes is the drug discovery, means what are the drugs, API means active pharmaceutical ingredients, synthesis of those ingredients means medicinal chemistry, pharmaceutical chemistry, analytical chemistry is most important part of this. Then impurity synthesis, intermediate synthesis, starting material synthesis, that is also called as a KSM. Then comes the formulation and manufacturing research. OSD means oral solid dosage forms, parenteral, intramuscular and intravenous. Novel drug delivery system, transdermal drug delivery system. All these researches are covered under the formulation and manufacturing research. For that, you must need to do the Masters of Formulation or NTS in or postdoc studies. Analytical research, for that pharmaceutical analysis, quality assurance, that is a analytical research which covers the development, qualitative and quantitative analysis. Then comes the clinical research. BAVs means bioavailability and bioequivalence studies, preclinical studies, that those are phase 3 studies, toxicological studies, and pharmacovigilance. For that, person must be aware about the toxicology in pharmaceutical. Then comes marketing research, pre and post marketing research, risk assessment and management system. Those are covered for the antipsychotic drugs basically. For that, you need to do the pharmaceutical MBA or some courses, diploma courses, PGDM courses. Other research opportunities offered by our Indian governments, also some Department of Science and Technologies, then ICMR, Institute of Clinical Medicals. So some universities we all know, the top universities in Gujarat, our MS, LM colleges are there. Other colleges and universities are offering the post-graduation and doctoral courses. We should go for that. Then comes the collaborative and R&D projects, means pharmaceutical company or pharmaceutical college, university can collaborate with the CSIR and national laboratories like ICMR for the research of they are giving grants for your projects. So you need to do along with the masters or PhD studies, you can go for this research, but you need to have master's degree for that. This is a very important and aspect of research opportunity by the government. And any other publicly funded R&D institutes are also giving you, while you can give the your projects. Department of Science and Technology and ICMR are one of the top list on that. support it. They are supporting research in all systems of medicine, of model and Indian system of medicine, means herbal, Ayurveda also one of the part of it. Some grant in aid projects by the Indian pharma industries, they are giving the opportunity for the research in phase 1 to phase 3, means new drug discovery. Then comes the preclinical and clinical studies. ICMR also gives the fellowship with research, junior research fellowship, senior research fellowship, STS, that means short-term studentship, then Master of Science and PhD, postdoctoral research, and Department of Health and Research with ICMR funded workshop are there. These all are the research opportunities given by our Indian government, Indian government or other institutes. For that, you at least, if you can find, go on the link, you will find the basic requirement is masters or PhD studies. You need to give basic ideas about your projects and all. So I would suggest all of you to go for masters or other courses which you can pursue, and not sit idly after the B.Pharm. Don't go for the job opportunities after the bachelor's only. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Swapnil. And you have covered all the areas. And anyone have any question? Yes, anyone?
Swapnil, same question will be there in the student's mind, that should we go for higher studies or not, or should we pursue job after B.Pharm? Because again, there is a dilemma with these students.
No, I will definitely tell every students go for the masters or at least specialized courses before going for the job. Courses are there which will not cost you much more, but you can give the GATE or GPAT or other exams for your scholarship. So your masters will be like only for the cheap, like 15,000-20,000 bucks. So I will definitely tell every student to go for the masters and not sit not to go for the job or other opportunities after B.Pharm. There are a number of opportunities after B.Pharm.
Yeah. Anyone have any question? Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you, Azad. I was a student from AR Pharmacy. Then I have given the GPAT exam. I have also given the NIPER exam, but I have not got admitted in NIPER Mohali. I was getting the admission in NIPER, but I want to go for the CAT examination. So my goal was that to along with the Master of Pharmacy, I'm from Anand basically. So along with the Masters of Pharmacy, I want to go for the CAT IM examination. I have achieved the 80 percentile in that CAT examination. So it was not easy for me to get admitted in admission in IIMs. But other pharmaceutical MBA courses were there. But then masters was completed and I got a job in Sun Pharmaceutical as a research associate, as a pharmaceutical central analytical lab, which was we were doing pharmaceutical validations, method validation and method development. After that, I have acquired job in Piramal Pharmaceuticals. There I was as a research associate 1B was there. We were doing, I was doing method development, method verification. Both are different things, method validation, method development. So I want to go for the method development, as I've done masters in analyticals. So method development I want to do. So I have left the job from Sun to Piramal, and now as a research scientist in method development ADL department.
Yeah, thank you very much, Swapnil, for sharing your whole journey after completion of MPharm and where you are reached right now. So if anyone have any question, please raise. Otherwise, we are moving towards the conclusion. We are concluding this meeting. So it is, I must say that it is a very proud moment or a very pleasure for me to introduce our students, and they are going to deliver such a wonderful session, and it is a very, very good thing and very proud moment for us.
Thank you, sir.
So I think I don't say, there is no any question. So now we are moving towards the end of this meeting, and for that I would like to invite.
There is one question in the chat box, which
Yeah.
I think Kunal has.
Yes, Kunal. First thing is what you want to go for. Either you want to go for formulation, you have interest in formulating drug or in analytical chemistry. So you can first decide that you want to go for formulation or marketing or analytical or QA subject. Even you can go for regulatory subject for your masters. There are a number of opportunities with NDD. Nowadays, only formulation do not have the opportunities. For even formulation students are getting jobs in at pharmaceutical management. Means PM, that is called PM.
Swapnil, sorry to interrupt, but you justify all the field. Sorry to interrupt, but you justify all the field as per the question.
First thing, yes, ma'am. First thing I would like to tell the students is what they want to go for. They must have some ideas about their needs or their likes. Means some have the good balance in formulation or excipients. Some have good hand on analytical chemistry or even methods of analytical. Some have good like hand on regulatory things that and registry trademarks. So first, students must decide their point of view, their needs, and then basically they need to think for the master's degree. Pharmaceutics give the information about the drug development and formulation and manufacturing. Even there are a number of scopes, novel drug delivery systems, transdermal drug, then parenteral drug delivery systems, emulsifying systems. All these are nowadays is entering in at India level also. Then comes synthesis. Drug synthesis that will covered under the pharmaceutical chemistry. So many students likes about the chemistry subject. So they can definitely go for the pharmaceutical chemistry, means medicinal chemistry. So drug synthesis and impurity synthesis, even from there, they can register their patents and they can do the very nice business. Then pharmaceutical analysis. Nowadays, there are number of labs which are performing only analytical studies. Even our company is doing, there are number of instruments which cost crores of rupees. So any will not hire that instruments. So there are labs who are doing this. So pharmaceutical analysis has number of scope after the job, after the masters. Pharmaceutical herbal products have some related less job, but if you research in that, that will definitely give you more opportunities.
Yeah, thank you, Swapnil. One more question is there in the chat box.
MS is considered in some other countries also. Our farm is not, if you want to go abroad with your master's degree, after 2005, our master degree in abroad. Before that, it was valid. But if MS, like NIPER, some of the other colleges are giving MS pharma degrees, those are valid in some other countries. That is with some specific universities only, not all over Canada, but they have collaborated with other universities. So it will give you the idea that you can go abroad for this also. That is the main difference between MS Pharma and M Pharma.
Yeah, Pratik, you want to say
Medicine.
something?
Pratik wants to speak something.
Yeah, so sir, I would like to answer this question. I mean, many students have this confusion. I mean, which stream should they go for masters, or what subject they should select? So I think Swapnil has explained very well from technical perspective. But I would like to answer this question from my perspective. So I would like to advise each and every students. I mean, see, there are, after getting in industry, there will be a two perspective. If you get an opportunity in R&D or in plant level, there might be chances that you have to make compromises with your life. Maybe you have to be ready for second shift, night shift, and all that. So that difference will be there. Even after getting from R&D's department, you can always switch from R&D to corporate. I would like to give example from Sutix department or from analysis department. Like if you go for a formulation, or if you go for a Sutix and get into formulation department, after 2 to 3 years, 4 years getting into core formulation and development, you can always switch to business development. There are so many opportunities, so many industries for formulation perspective. Those who are promoting different excipients. There are European companies. There are many US companies who has given who provide tremendous opportunity for technical background people in formulation in business development department. So what I would like to say, always aim for a diversified portfolio. Just don't stick to one particular field, otherwise you will be disappeared, because there is a lot of competition, lot of internal competition within the organization. So just get a basic experience, basic core experience, and always aim for some diversified portfolio, or what is something different in industry. Always choose your field according to that. That is what I would like to advice to upcoming students.
Yeah, thank you, Pratik.
M-Pharm or MBA in Pharma. The scope means if you want to go for R&D level or lab like jobs, some research kind of job, that is a M-Pharm definitely. And MBA means you have a corporate job, so it will depend on your interest. But MBA, Pharma MBA would have jobs. These days, many companies are promoting for Pharma MBA because they need some particular projects for their companies. Even they are promoting for drug distribution and marketing purpose. So Pharma MBA has opportunities. It has some increased opportunities these days. But if you want to go, your interest in research, so you need to go for the M-Pharm.
Anyone else want to ask?
medicinal chemistry and pharmaceutical chemistry are like one, or if you are studying at your master's level, it will just differ you in one or two that is one and the same thing. But in medicinal chemistry, you can have some receptor studies also. That is computer aided systems. You need to learn about some informatic systems, pharmacoinformatic system at medicinal chemistry level. Whereas in pharmaceutical chemistry, drug and synthesis things are covered.
Yeah, Pratik.
So yeah, sir, I would like to.
Yeah. So now we are moving towards the end of this session, end of this meeting. So I would like to invite Professor and Principal of IICT, respected Harsha Madam, to share your concluding remark to the audience and what of things. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Usman sir. First of all, outright I will give my remarks. Before that, thanks to our speaker and our beloved students, starting from Killol, Dhruvi, Swapnil Bhai and Pratik Bhai, and our teacher who has involved to organize certain things, to guide students, because at this juncture, for them it is a difficult to what to choose, and certain things are there in the society prevailing, looking like different, but whenever you feel inside, go inside, at that time the reality comes. So actually the choice should be their individual and an own. So they should not come in anybody's any influence. So that's why we have organized such kind of seminar. Our team, Dr. Dimal sir and Dr. Usman sir, has put on their efforts. Students should take a right choice at the right time, like that. Rational use of the drug, rational times, rational things. So that too also rational. And in your individual field, Killol has given nice information regarding whenever suppose anyone goes to Canada, what is there? Because he said that you choose the PG program instead of certain courses. That student may not be knowing that, whether because their age and that experience is not that. Who has actually experienced that, they can find out something, extract from that. So they can get the help from, even he has shared his WhatsApp number and mail and other things. Then Dhruvi has given the information regarding if someone wants to come Australia. She said there is only community concept is more prevailing instead of a manufacturing side. So people who has interested only in this, they can switch on to the Australia. Otherwise, once they will go inside and they cannot change the field during the work. Then Swapnil has given the detail about what his experience, what was his track. He is a really good. He has done so many efforts for that NIPER, MBA and other things. So we are doing. So from that experience, we can conclude one thing, that at that, this is a one kind of a literature survey, like before deciding project. And once you are writing the thesis, you may not have chance to change it. So based on their literature, based on their experience, who are the participants, they can extract. Is it? So one thing I can extract as a E5. So I should decide the field wherever, by keeping that, what is my target after 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, how long I am able to work, how I can able to work. Pratik has rightly given the present industrial picture without any things. Then he has opened that what are the scope for API, what are the scope for manufacturer, what are the scope for NDDS, because NDDS is a platform at present the industry, because new molecules yet to come. That is too difficult. So that main platform is that. So he is in that product development, so that many products may be working on that. So he has given the as-on today picture of industry. Now, after 5 years, and see, one should plan for a long-term strategical planning. So they had opened their experience. They had rightly given the directions. What is the market, where it is going on, how it is going on, and what you want to do later on at yourself individual. Ultimately, decision and choice is individuals. Decision and choice is individuals. So I hope everyone has been benefited from their informative sessions. So once again, heartful thanks, because my dear alumni has spent their time to few maybe at midnight they have given, few maybe has given that during holiday, because if anybody we ask holiday, then it is a precious day. So on that precious day also they had come. So once again, we are very much fortunate to have, and in future also we may add some more good alumni from today's participants. They may opt M.Pharm to at our college. Either it may be Sutix or analysis. I am a person of Sutix. I feel Sutix is good. I am a person of analysis. I feel analysis. But it is all are good. Everything is good. See, there is one story that one person has given after completion of study, then told his shishya that bring something which is not useful. Then after roaming, he had came, he told that there is nothing in the world which is not useful. But how we are taking? So there is nothing in the branch, nothing in that, but how you are keeping your efforts. That is important. And ultimately goes to individual. So once again, wish you good luck on the day of Guru Purnima. I am a teacher. I do not know I am a guru of you, but I am a teacher, and I am conveying my best wishes to all of you. Thank you to all.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Just sorry to interrupt. Can we have a group photo? Can we request all the participants to please keep on? Speakers and participants, please keep on your camera so that at least we can take one photo.
Jainil, સવારે 5 વાગે થોડું દોડવાનું.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Now, I'm very thankful to respected Harsha Madam and Director Sir for motivating us to make such a very successful event, and we have arranged it as a part of today. And I'm very thankful to the whole IACB team, okay, who directly and indirectly involved to make it successful this event. And especially I'm very thankful to Dhaval sir and the Hita madam and Jinal madam and Gopi madam to make the flyer in a very short period of time, because we have planned in a very short period of time. So very thankful to all these 4 persons. So thank you very much everyone for attending, and we are in future we are also planning to more such kind of the program. So our motive or aim is to enlighten the society and students to get the right platform in their career. Okay, thank you very much everyone. Have a nice day.
Request all the participants to please fill the attendance link which is already shared in the chat box by Usman sir. So please fill that attendance link. And thank you all the resource person, Swapnil, Pratik, Kilo and Dhruvi for spending your valuable time. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and hopefully we will all connect again. But thank you again. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.
Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure to connect you all again. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
सर अटेंडेंस लिंक शेयर कर दो ना
हाँ मूकी दो
एक बार
या